Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF.com formulator race of the day for Wednesday, February the 26th is the 7th at Gulfstream Park. 5 furlongs on the turf, the $75,000 Silks Run Stakes. Let's take a look at the field. Every year, Mike, you and I make fun of the number 4 Traveling Man. We say we never like him. And every year at Gulfstream Park, he always seems to beat us. Is he going to beat us one more time?
He doesn't seem to win anywhere else but Gulfstream, but he does win down there, like a lot of Ty's horses do. No, he's not going to beat us this year. I mean, he probably will because he's clutching down there, but I don't think I'm not going to bet this horse, and I don't know how you feel about it, Dan, but we have the first 4 finishers from that Gulfstream Park turf sprint back on February 1st. They're all back in this race, and I just didn't like that race at all. I don't want any of those horses.
I'm with you 100%. The winner of that race, the number 6 Wicked Tune's a very, very nice horse. He's won almost a third of his starts. He loves Gulfstream Park. I thought he had a very nice trip that day, sneaking through along the inside to get it done. Traveling Man came from off it. He didn't have the greatest trip in the world.
Right.
Determinato at least did a lot of work up front, and he was still there, but I'm with you. I just don't get a strong feeling out of the race as a whole.
Yeah, I just didn't like the race that much overall. I mean, they're all nice horses, and obviously I wouldn't be surprised if one of them was able to win this race. I guess, all things considered, Traveling Man might have had the worst of it in there because he was steadied out at the start and he had to come from last. But I didn't think, he came with any kind of huge finish there. He was just sort of steadily closing on the outside. He couldn't get up. He was over 14-1 that day. He's 3-1 on the morning line for this race. I could never bet him at any kind of short price day.
Let's take a look at one of the formulator factoids for this race. The number 5 Weekend Holiday goes out for trainer Phil Serpy, who sent out a lot of live horses at this Gulfstream Park meet. And Serpy's has good numbers over the past 5 years with turf sprinters coming back off a long layoff. Weekend Holiday looked good in his turf debut, the Gone Fishing against 3-year-olds. The long layoff, a little bit of a concern, and there's other speed.
Yeah, there's a lot of speed in this race. The layoff is a concern. And he did look good when he won that Gone Fishing way back in last June at Belmont, but man, did he just get right to the front on that field. And all things considered, you look at that field now. Back then, it looked like it might be an okay race. The horses that finished behind him just have not turned out to be that good. I think he's in pretty tough here, Dan.
Another formulator fact in here concerns the number 8, Fiddler's Patriot. And he got good in 2012 at Saratoga. He's had a nice trip, but boy, did he finish off some decent horses in the Willard Straight at Saratoga. Unfortunately, that was Saratoga 2012. George Weaver does not have good numbers, as most trainers don't have good numbers with horses coming back off a year layoff or more.
That's tough to win off layoff like that. He's the best horse in the race, although at least he was the best horse the last time we saw him. I don't know if he can still run like that. If he can, this field's in big trouble.
Speechify tries turf for the first time for trainer Ralph Nix, who's a very solid trainer. This horse has a lot of upside. The question is, does he want turf?
Yeah, I don't know if he does. He doesn't have a ton of pedigree, that's for sure. We'll see how he handles it. He obviously has the right ability. He's not done nothing wrong on the racetrack. I guess it all comes down to price with him. It's Castellano taking the mount. That usually hurts your price a little bit. He looks like he has some ability. I just wouldn't bet him at too short a price, that's all.
Bold Thunder has a ton of early speed. Does he get cooked early? He did get cooked early last time out in the Gulfstream Park Turf Sprint by Determinato.
Yeah, he's just one of those horses who's coming out of that race, and I'm just sort of against all those horses, but like we sort of point out the opening, they're all okay. They can all win. I wanted to stay away from them and go in a different direction here.
And let's take a look at the direction you're going in, Mike. You like the number 7, the Brothers War. First time Lasix. This one's going to get some pace to attack. 14 Valor, long layoff.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with him. I'm just going to take him in here because this is a horse who made his North American debut at Saratoga last year, and I was pretty impressed with what he did over in Europe before he got here for that race. He missed the break that day. He was running at the end. That was a very good field that he was in the quick call. I don't know where he's been since then. He returns with Lasix on. I sort of have the feeling here, Dan, that they might just be prepping for another race down the line with this horse, and maybe they'll just take him back, let him make a run through the stretch, and they don't care if he finishes 3rd or 4th, but boy, I feel like he's going to be about 10-1 in this race, and I'm almost going to have to take a shot at that price.
Well, then if not now, put him on your watch mail for next time out. I landed on the number 2 Varsity for Christophe Clement. Brilliant, yet brittle layoff lines have plagued his career. I thought it was a decent effort in his return on January the 5th, where he chased the pace, made the front, and was outfinished by Party all night long. I think he could sit a nice trip under Joe Bravo in behind the leaders while very close to the pace and attack. 7-2. I think he probably gets bet off that number, but 7-2 is fair. I'll take the 2. Mike takes the 7 in Wednesday's DRF.com formulator race of the day. If you're playing from home, check out DRF Bets. You get free daily racing form past performances, free DRF Plus access with all the great articles from Mike Welsh, and of course a $125 cash bonus. Enjoy the 7th at Gulfstream.